What's up, guys? How's it going? Game of Thrones final season, season 8, is premiering on April 14th. And with that being said, what is the fate of these many great cast of characters that we've grown to love or hate over the years? If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button. If you're new here, also consider subscribing. We're a growing channel and it's greatly appreciated. Thanks. How will Game of Thrones end? There's a ton of theories out there. Let's start by looking at one of my favorite characters in the series, Tyrion Lannister. From everything I've read online, going over theories and recent interviews, it really sounds very likely that Tyrion his character arc will end in his death this season. He'll face some kind of good death that results in something very positive happening, and we'll be satisfied, although probably crying, as we see him leave the realm of the living. Jaime Lannister, the Kingslayer, has had a great character arc as well. We kind of hated him in the first season, everything that he did with Bran and being incensed with Cersei, and he's kind of come around ever since he lost his hand. I think the character has taken on a more positive note, and people actually really like him. He's transformed in so many ways. Ultimately, he may end up having to sacrifice himself in the act of doing something good. That leads us to Cersei. Cersei is in the beginning stages of her downfall. I think we'll see her ultimately be ended by, nonetheless, her brother Jaime. I think Jaime will kill Cersei Lannister, and probably not make it out alive. The two that were once lovers and have children together will be the death of each other as well, very likely. So, with that couple taken care of, what happens with Jon Snow and Daenerys? They've made love, but Jon is also, as we've figured out, the nephew of Daenerys. Now, Jon is very likely the true heir of the Iron Throne, and very likely to become the king and survive to the end of the series. I just can't see them killing him off entirely after he was already killed and brought back. We love Jon Snow, but ultimately him or Daenerys will have to figure out who is the heir to the throne. Now, Daenerys herself may not make it out of the series alive. A lot of theories out there suggest that she'll go ahead and take the dragons to King's Landing and start raining fire upon them, and the entire place will blow up and her dragons will fall. The three-eyed raven. What happens to Bran? In the role of the Night King and the role of being stuck in some kind of time loop, correct mistakes that were made and fix character arcs. Arya Stark. Arya is one of my favorite characters. She is nobody, the wearer of masks. But I ultimately feel that her hit list, her list of people that she is seeking to vindicate herself from, she will complete that list. She will kill everybody else on the list. And a lot of theories suggest that Arya will be the sole remaining person to sit on the Iron Throne at the end of the series after everyone else that we know and love has been killed off. This is Game of Thrones. Don't be shocked this final season when we see some major deaths. Most of the characters that we love will likely be killed off this season. It's going to be... I remember a couple of years ago, I went over to visit my brother Chad, and he's like, hey, you got to check out this show. I've already watched the first episode. I want to watch it again. You need to watch it. And I'm like, cool. What is it called? And he said it's called Game of Thrones. And we sat down, and wow, what an amazing time. It's just so crazy that this show is wrapping up and ending after all these years. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who makes it out alive? Who ultimately gets killed? How do they die? What is the ending of Game of Thrones? What do you think will happen? As always, my friends, adios amigos.